Israel is marking 2 years since the October 7th massacres by the militant Islamist group Hamas and other Palestinian factions. Israelis observed a moment of silence as they paid their respects to the victims of one of the biggest attacks at the Nova Music Festival. 2 years ago, on October 7th, 2023, Hamas militants infiltrated Israel via land, sea, and air at various locations, killing some 1,200 people and taking 251 hostages back to Gaza. The militants targeted several areas, including military bases, kibbutzim, and the Nova Music Festival, attacking, killing, and abducting people. Israel reacted by launching its biggest military offensive in Gaza to date, with the aim of destroying Hamas and rescuing the hostages. Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry says more than 67,000 Palestinians, both civilians and militants, have been killed in the ongoing conflict. 48 Israeli hostages are still believed to be held in Gaza, about 20 of them alive. I asked DW correspondent Tanya Kramer in Jerusalem to tell us about the sentiment in Israel 2 years after Hamas launched its attack.
Well, I think, this time of 6:29 a.m. on October 7, 2023, this is a time that's engraved in in the minds of most people in Israel. This is when the Hamas attack started in southern Israel, and for many, this is still ongoing somewhat now. A reminder of that, a projectile, according to the Israeli army, was launched early this morning from Gaza towards southern Israel, triggering the air raid sirens there. Now, for Israelis, this is of course a day of remembrance, of mourning and loss of those that were lost on October 7, but also of the loss of all the soldiers that were killed in the war that was triggered by October 7, but also this sense of loss of security and safety that came with October 7 when Hamas launched this surprise attack. And there is no closure yet. There have been inquiries of the army, what happened there, why they were not there on time. But so far there has been no national commission of inquiry also on the political level. That's what many Israelis are asking for. And obviously because 48 hostages are still being held in Gaza, so it is still ongoing for many Israelis today. Of course, looking at Egypt now, there are ceasefire talks ongoing, and the main issue today as well is that many hope that those 48 hostages, alive and dead, will soon come home.
What about the Palestinians, Tanya, living in Gaza and the occupied West Bank? How do they see this day?
Well, the Hamas attack triggered this devastating war that we've been watching and seeing over the past 2 years. And it is the civilians in Gaza that are paying the price for it each and every day. So many lives have been shattered there, so many lives have been lost. Over 67,000 Palestinians, according to the local health authorities, have been killed. Many more are missing, are believed to be buried under the rubble. Tens of thousands have been injured. And of course, this is ongoing. Almost all of Gazans have been displaced. Now we're seeing the same with Gaza City as well. Tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands rather, have been displaced from the city in what is called, by an independent UN commission of inquiry, a genocide. And also what we're seeing in Gaza, it has been mostly leveled to the ground. Obviously, this war had also repercussions in the occupied West Bank, with a lot of closures and even more violence against Palestinians living there. So for them, it's a daily reality that is also still ongoing.
Tanya, thank you very much. Our correspondent Tanya Kramer there in Jerusalem. Meanwhile, in Egypt, negotiators from Israel and Hamas are holding indirect talks on details of a peace plan proposed by U.S. President Donald Trump. Many people in Israel and Gaza hope that a ceasefire will be achieved and that all the remaining hostages will be released. A short while ago, I spoke with journalist Karim El-Gawari in Cairo. I asked him how the peace talks are going.
Difficult to say. We have some very positive spin from US President Trump coming out of Washington saying it's going really well, but he's not providing any details. The talks are, of course, now concentrating or focusing on the release of the Israeli prisoners and everything that goes with it, like the exchange of Palestinian prisoners that comes with it, and also what happens with the humanitarian aid where the Israeli army withdraws to. That is extremely important also for Hamas, because it also determines how many people can go back home. So quite important for the Palestinians itself. So what they're doing now, they're basically drawing up timetables, sequences. They're discussing names of the Palestinians that are released, and indications are that this is going quite well.
Now, these talks are happening in Egypt, right next door to Gaza. What is Egypt's position on the talks, Karim? For example, what's it saying about the idea of having international troops in the Gaza Strip?
Well, it's very interesting because the Egyptian foreign minister, Badr Abdel Ati, spoke about the Egyptian position. And one of the things was interesting that he distanced himself, or Egypt, from the US-Israeli position regarding the disarmament of Hamas. He said this should be a matter that is purely of Palestinian concern. He also stressed that Egypt does not oppose the deployment of an international force in Gaza, but it's saying it should have a UN mandate. It should be limited, and it should be very quickly hand over to the Palestinian authorities, to the PA. So arguing that there is no separation between the West Bank and the Gaza Strip in the long run. Generally, you can say that the Arab states that helped Trump also drafting these plans are not happy with some of the last-minute changes. For example, this Board of Peace that is a new addition to the plan. They're saying that that kind of Board of Peace and that special means of governing Gaza and not handing over quickly to the PA is reinforcing the separation between West Bank and Gaza, the Gaza Strip. I think for them it's important that this handover to the PA moves fast, because for them this is a step towards a Palestinian state.
Karim, thank you very much. Journalist Karim El-Gawari there in Cairo.
You're welcome.